Have you heard about this personal and professional podcast?
Coaching in Session
with your host, Michael Rearden.
I'm sure I'm not alone when it comes to daydreaming or thinking about your goals and the things that you want to do in life. We all have this ambition. If you have an ambition for something grandiose in life, something that you are far from, is it reality? Is it delusion? Or are we in the realm of a dream? The reality is our dreams can become reality, but they are going to be littered with challenges, turmoils, traumas all along the way. And if we want to attain these dreams, we have to do something specific. We have to get up. We have to take action. We have to know where we are weak and where we are strong. Because if we are going to be operating in the realm of, well, we have a dream, we think about the dream, we want the dream, we envision the dream, we live the dream, we make the vision boards, we write in our journals, we have a positive, optimistic type of mindset, we are allowing our dreams to manifest. But the reality is our dreams are not going to come true unless we become true to our dreams. That person that is living in that big house or driving the fast cars or going on vacations and being financially free, what did that person have to do to attain that? What type of person did that person have to become in order for them to be that dream? Because we have to change if we want something. That means if you are not living in your circumstance, you have to change your circumstance. How can we get into the mindset that it is great to dream, but how can we step into that dream and make it a reality? Well, I have this blog here. In this blog, we're talking about the power of a wish, transforming mindsets and shaping realities. We talk about the complexities of how life can be up and down. We're trying to manifest all of these wonderful things in our life, but we don't have the power, it seems like, for our dreams to become reality. And at some point, our dreams become a story. We give it a narrative. We're like, okay, this is the hero's journey. This is going to be the end goal. This happens with the American dream. But it's not just America that this happens to. We say that we're going to do something and we do it later. We're going to find happiness at 65. We're going to find love in our 30s or in our 40s. But the reality is, it was always right in front of us. Now, I'm not just talking about your partner or anything. You manifest the things that are going to be good in your life. If we want to make some change, right? Let's say you want a relationship. If you want to find a loved one in your life, right? You want to find a boyfriend or a girlfriend, find marriage. If you give yourself the mindset for that, you are going to be stepping into the focus. This is what I'm looking for versus I'm just kind of dating. I'm just kind of doing things. And I'm not saying that you might not luckily stumble upon the soulmate of your life. And I don't believe there's one soulmate for you. I think there's be people who are going to be seasons for you. So you might in your 20s find someone who's really good. And then in your 30s, when you're more mature, you might say, well, this person's not as good because they used to party, we used to do all these things, and now we changed. Sometimes people grow together and sometimes people grow apart. But the wish, maybe you want to have this family aspect, you want to have the traditional values, and you are doing the things that are going to give you a life full of longevity, of happiness and fulfillment. But the thing about a wish is, or the thing about something good happening in our life, is that once it comes to us, it's almost like, great, we have it. Well, we don't mind if it goes away because we become reluctant to pay attention to how it felt when we first got it. Let's use schooling as an example. You go all the way to high school, college, and then you get a piece of paper, a degree. It says, this is what you have accomplished. Some people are, yay, I got this piece of paper. This is a testament of my hard work and my dedication. But then sometimes that piece of paper can mean nothing to an individual because you are already bigger than that piece of paper. If we focus on a simple aspect of this is my goal and we fail to understand what's beyond that goal, then that is where we find confusion. If you find yourself confused and you are uncertain of where you want to go, you would be a person who's more readily willing to wish and daydream of a good life, but it doesn't derive any action. You don't have any action toward those dreams. What is the difference between someone who reaches a goal, then they feel lost, versus a person who was always certain of their steps, and then they're continually moving toward that wish that they want for themselves? This is a mindset. This is something that you have to understand. You might have to unlearn it depending on your upbringing. There's so many layers of complexity to this, but what I can say is if you want to have a wish in your life, it's great to have it, right? It could be that motivator for you, but it can also be that anchor for you. It is easy to say, you know what? I'm going to wait until I win the lotto. I'm going to wait until my perfect love mate or partner comes into my life. I'm going to wait for that career opportunity to come to me. I'm going to wait to get my dream house or my car. I'm going to support other people in their endeavors, and I'm going to put mine on the back burner. I mean, there's many ways that we can defer a dream. But if we want to give ourselves the mindset of this wish that we are vying for, that we would like to, come to reality, right? Like you might dream of genie, like the genie in Aladdin, you get like 3 wishes. You want to get these 3 wishes. You're like, I want these 3 wishes. And if I get this, these wishes or something, what am I going to wish for? And this is a good test for you, right? Because I believe that we need to understand what type of wishes we are wishing for. Because if you're worried about like man problems and wishes and stuff like that, like money, like you wish for more money, that's a you problem. I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's a you problem. You can get more money. You can become more assertive in what you do. You can get coaching. You can figure out if you need to make some adjustments. You can invest. You can, do all these money making things like buying rental property, increasing cash flow. There's many ways for you to make money. Money can always be made. They say that, if you took all the money away from all the billionaires in the world, right? 3 to 6 months, they're going to have that money back. Why? And when I say back, I'm not saying like the millions that they have, but they have the mindset already of I'm going to grow. And they say that the first million is the most difficult to make because it's an anchor for the mind. It's like, oh man, $1 million is a lot of money until you reach $1 million and you're like, this is not a lot of money. I already spent it all. All right. I bought a house, a boat, a car, and now the money's gone. But the reality is, are you any happier because of these materialistic things that you have purchased? Maybe momentarily, right? But the reality, we are living in a reality that is not true to our identity and who we would like to be. Because many people, they struggle today with identity. But when it comes to a wish, an identity is different than a mental identity of who you believe you are as a person. Because your identity right now might be, when it comes to a wish and a mindset, is if you wish for money, I wish I wasn't poor. See how now that mindset is shifting us to now think in a negative connotation. Maybe love, family, right? I wish I had someone I can love. Now you are giving yourself this connotation of no one wants me. I have this negative bias toward myself. How can I love myself? Or how can other people love me if I can't even love myself? So now we have a negative thing. It could be career. It could be anything, right? You are giving yourself the wish that you want this, but then you are also giving yourself the mindset that you don't have it and that there must be some type of inadequacy that is stopping you from getting it. So now you feel inadequate. Now you feel like you can't get this wish or you can't get this life because internally you have told yourself that you can or that is impossible and that you need a wish, something almost impossible to come your way. And I mean, you can hope, you can pray, you can do everything that you can think of is not really action. And then you can wonder why you're not getting the life that you would like. Many people, when they reach out to me for mindset coaching and we look at their wishes, one of the things we do, because it's a fun activity, is we say, okay, if you had, 3 wishes or we had 10 wishes, whatever, right? There's no limit to how many wishes that we can have because the wishes are essentially goals or dreams that we would like to have in our life. Now, sometimes the wishes can be attached to our passions, but oftentimes they're not. Typically, a wish is something that's going to give us a momentarily instant gratification. This pleasure feels good right now, but it's also a pleasure that's going to fade away in time. I remember I had a guest on, he's a mindset coach, probably, I don't even know what episode, maybe 300s. And I always find it interesting when I talk to other mindset coaches and when we are going through the questions and we're going through the process, I ask them questions of how would you feel if everything was given to you? For example, you got your house, you got your car, you got your dream husband or wife, you had your whole life given to you. How would you feel? And this is as a mindset coach, not so much as, as a regular person. A regular person, the person says, I feel great. This feels good, right? Life is on easy mode. But for a mindset coach, there is a different way to think. I would feel like I did not earn this. This is not mine. I want to go out and I want to earn it because I understand something about life. It's about the journey, not so much about the destination. And it's always interesting when people, they have this dream, they have this wish, and they're like, you know what? I want this right now. I want my big house. I want my cars. And then they just think in their mind, like, this is going to bring happiness to me. I want my corporate job. I have climbed the corporate ladder. I didn't have to wait. This is good for me. Maybe you have a wish for superpowers and you want to save the world. Why not go out and save the world today? Why wait for something that's probably not going to happen? There's a difference between a wish and action. And action is going to help you more readily get to where you want to be, and a wish is going to keep you stagnant and still and looking at something that might never come your way. One of the things that I love to do when it comes to like looking at wishes, and this is from a friend of mine in college, she had a tattoo of 1111 on her arm. And I was like, what is 1111? I never heard about that. And I'm in college already at this point. So this is probably like 20 something years of my life, 22, 23 years of my life, maybe. And I'm like, what is 1111? And basically when you see 1111 on the clock, it means you have to make a wish. So you like close your eyes, and I think you close your eyes until like 1112, and then your wish comes true. And I always thought that to be interesting because you just waste a minute of your life closing your eyes and wishing and dreaming. But what if we use that 1 minute, and it doesn't matter if it's at 11:11 or if it's at 10:10 or if it's at 9 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter when, but what if we took that 1 minute that we gave for, some intention to, have this wish in our life, that we did 1 minute of writing down our action plan to help us get to this wish. How can we make this wish become a reality? And that's what I want you to write. That's what I want you to think. How can I make this wish a reality for 1 minute? So it's going to take you about 20 seconds to write it. And again, I'm saying you're a slow typer or something, or writer, that can be 5 seconds. I don't know. If you have like, text to speech, it's going to probably take 5 seconds or maybe even less. How can I make this dream a reality? Or how can I make this wish a reality or come into my existence? This first step is going to be dependent, right? Because I don't know your wish. It could be money, it could be love, it could be career, it could be anything, right? You get to choose what your wish is, but then you have to figure out the actionable steps that are going to be there. Now, you don't have to go like micro and start, all right, this is the first baby step, and then this is the second baby step, because maybe someone has a wish for good health, right? Now, there's certain things that the body can heal, and there's certain things that you're going to need some medical help for. If you are in dire straits and you are like, terminal, you are going through the ringer. Yes, you can have that wish and it might help with your mindset, but the reality is we need actionable steps and that we can give the mind the power it needs to heal. The mind can heal, the body can heal. And oftentimes when it comes to someone who's very sick and they're struggling in their life, you have to look at the aspect of, did they give up hope yet? If you keep on wishing and you don't get the wish, do you give up hope? Oftentimes, no. Oftentimes, you're going to keep on wishing, you're going to keep on playing the lotto, you're going to keep on holding on to this dream. You're going to give yourself that it could happen. One day, things are going to change. One day, everything is going to be better. And this is a good mindset to have, right? Because we're thinking positive, we're getting away from the negative. But the longer we continually say that, things are going to change and we don't put action to the words, we are going to get further away from that dream or that wish ever becoming a reality. So that means if you have a wish, right? How can I make this wish become my reality? You have to begin to take action now. Now, I understand you could have a wish to do something that's very unlikely, like the probability is so bad. You can have that desire, but I wouldn't say so much it's a wish, because at the same time, you have to look at what it truly means. Let's really break apart this, right? So if you win the lotto, you win money. Okay, so let's say the lotto, $50 million, right? So you win $50 million. How can you earn $50 million? I understand that, again, the first million is it's difficult to make. But once you make that first million, it's like you're going to make your second million, your third, your 5, your 10, your 20, and you're already up there. You're already cruising. This happens because you did the work to make your first million. We're not waiting to make our first million. We're not just throwing our money away because it's going to give us a bit of inspiration or it's going to give us a temporary numbing agent. So we don't necessarily worry about all the things that are not going our way. We can become distracted on things that might feel good right now, right? We are distracted from our main goal. The end result is you stepping into a life that is going to be powerful, that is going to be one that you can say, I work for this versus it was given to me. And in this article here, The Power of a Wish, Transforming Mindsets and Shaping Realities, we talk about your story. We talk about how to give yourself the power and the mindset and how you should be thinking about what this wish is. Of course, the wish is a powerful tool for you to, realize your goals. But oftentimes, if you just allow this wish to continually be a figment of your imagination, you are going to find yourself at the other end of life, not living fulfilled, and you have missed out on a chance of what type of destiny that you could have been living in. And what we do here at Reven Concepts is we use these wishes that you create, right? They're goals, essentially. And we put in those actionable steps, and anyone can do it. You don't necessarily need a mindset coach, but oftentimes we find challenges and obstacles and hurdles and situations that are going to stop us and they're going to hinder our growth. It's not something that you have to say, you know what? Since I failed, I guess it won't come my way. Just because I lost again, it doesn't mean it's not going to come your way. There's a difference between losing and giving it your all and then winning by accident. I would rather you lose and you gave it your all and then keep on trying so you can learn how to be resilient to the day that you win. And then you can say that I earned this. People who have been given things, they cannot appreciate what they have been given. It's almost like they are not humble or they're selfless. They are so focused on what they want. But the act of service and the act of helping and uplifting, that's more powerful. I would rather have a team of people who were uplifting each other, able to love each other. And I'm gonna talk about like relationship, but like love. Like I love for you to succeed, right? The love for you to succeed is as great as the love for if I succeeded, right? There's no me better than you or you better than them. This is a community. This is a brotherhood. This is a sisterhood, right? This is a blood relation. And it's not so much of you need to be blood all the time in order to have this mindset, because anyone can have a wish. Anyone can have a dream, but it takes a certain type of person to be a doer. It takes a certain type of person to say, you know what? I'm not going to only dream in my life. I'm not going to only sit on the sofa and wish to have lost the weight or have wished to get a new job that I can love or whatever, because the reality is you're going to hate it. You're not going to appreciate what you get because you didn't work for it. So we have to toward the things that we would like to have in our life. And if you're not working toward them, how can we begin that process? Some people, they don't want anything in their life. They kind of just say, this is my circumstance. I'll take what I get. Okay, cool. If you are one of those people, then, you are already there, right? You're already where you want to be, right? Exactly where the world puts you. But if you want to steer yourself into a direction that you decided to go, so instead of getting on an airplane and not knowing your destination, you're getting on an airplane and you know where you're going to go. You know when you land what you're going to do. You know where you're going to stay. You know where you're going to eat. This is where you can, be so certain in how you're going to approach your dreams and your wishes. Of course, we can always leave it up to the journey, right? So we might have a ticket to our destination. Let's say we're going to Florida. So we're going to Florida and we might have a wish and a dream to go to Disney World, but we don't have any tickets yet. So we get there and we work and we figure out some things and we get there. So now we have already accomplished our wish and our dream. One of the actionable steps that we had to do was we had to get money to get the ticket, or we had to figure out who works there at Disney World or wherever we want to go so we can get some access. Of course, you can break in too, but we're not trying to break the law here, people, all right? We're trying to be, good citizens, right? We want to be uplifting members of the world. If you want to continually uplift yourself, do not simply only rely on a wish to get you there and to be the driver of your life and your destiny. You should be the driver. You should be the person that if you have a wish, you have an understanding of what you would like to move toward. Just ensure that what you're moving toward is something that you have decided, not what the world or what society has chosen for you. You get to choose that for yourself. And then, of course, you keep on moving toward the life that was always allotted for you in a sense. It's just you had to take some action. You had to kind of dust off the mindset, dust off your shoes, dust off your gloves, and you have to get to work. And that is the reality for many people today. We have to get up and we have to get to work. Until the next episode of Coaching in Session, everyone, take care.